in the courtroom about Kohberger's parents, and then you can fill things in, Howard. Brian Enton of News Nation's reporting as follows. Bryan Kohberger's parents are not crying, but they look sad, unlike their son, who looks stone cold. I'm not sure, but his parents were there. And that leads me back to Steve Gonsalves, because outside the courthouse this morning, he had a couple of odd comments asking the news media to go check out when Bryan Kohberger's father bought his plane tickets.
Do you have any message for Kohberger's family?
Yeah, what do you want Kohberger to do?
We know when you flew out here. We know. We have your flight records.
How are you preparing to see him today?
I'm not going to see him.
When you say you know the flight records, what do you mean, Steve?
I know when his parents booked their flight. When his father did.
What does that mean?
You'll find out.
Would you like to say something to them?
No, I don't care about it.
What I discovered in the course of my reporting, that early on, Ann Taylor had a sense that this is a case that she would like to get a plea deal. She approached Kohberger and discussed it with him. This was before there was the alternate perpetrator ruling that was ruled out. And he said no, because his mother was insisting that she did not want her son to admit to guilt to these crimes. This is what has been suggested to me, that it's a matter of record that after the murders, on 6 a.m., he called for an hour at the parents' home in Pennsylvania at 6 a.m. He spoke with his mother, not his father. It was suggested that the state was now going to call the mother to the stand and want to find out what was said during that phone call. That caused Kohberger, as it was reported to me, a great deal of distress. He did not want this to become public. He also did not want, it was brought up to him, that his father would have to testify, perhaps on the stand, about what was said during their cross-country trip that I write about in great detail.
How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. You was right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're standing early.
What's WSU?
Yeah, I go to the university basically. And we're listening to this incident that was occurring up there. There's a shooting incident. That is SWAT team and everything.
So I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University?
Yeah.
And you're going where? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours we're driving. Well, almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing? Or
yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where?
This was essentially what ended up happening.
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's supposed to be university, you know what I mean?
So y'all work at the university there?
I actually do work there.
Oh.
PhD in criminal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident. Just yesterday, or?
No, this happened this morning. About an hour and a half ago. They're still wrapping it up, investigating. I'm not sure there's two shooters because they did shoot somebody.
I see.
And then you don't know about that actually. They were there with shooting out of the window or something.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor, don't follow too close, okay?
Oh.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
The reason I've been told that he finally agreed to tell his team, try to see if we can get a plea deal, was that he wanted to keep his parents from testifying. He didn't want them to be put in a situation that might leave them in some sort of jeopardy, might impugn their reputations in the community. He was trying to protect them. These are the only anchors he has for the rest of his life in jail. He wants to protect them. If he can get out of this quickly, everyone wants to just get this over with and move on. And that's why I also find so distressing that the judge allowed this gag order to stay in place till after everything is done. So everything that reporters might find out would become ancient history by the time it gets out there. Bryan Kohberger's mother very possibly could have had to go on the stand and discuss what was said during a telephone call that her son made at 6 o'clock in the morning, Idaho time, approximately 2 hours after the murders. She would have to say what she heard, what was her impression, what she felt her son was talking about. And Bryan Kohberger was told that this could incriminate your mother, perhaps, and perhaps put her in legal jeopardy. I think that weighed a lot on him. He also was told that his father would be put on the stand and have to discuss what happened during their cross-country trip from Washington State University back to Pennsylvania.
State, please got your license registration. I stopped you, man, when you were driving by me there, you're a little too close to the back of that semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. I'm about one car going 10 miles an hour, so I'm going 60 or 70 miles an hour. You're about 6 or 7 cars. Oh, you guys did?
Yeah, and you said that. So.
You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You thought you guys were following too closely? Okay.
What happened at WSU when my son goes to school shooting?
Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. Or if you're going, so the speed limit here is 7. If you're going 70 miles an hour, you need 7 cars. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain it. Yeah. Okay. It's really, if you're in the B&B man, it says 227. All right. You guys have a safe trip. Where y'all heading?
Thank you so much for
Where y'all heading to? Huh? Where at? Yeah. It's a long haul. You guys scared of airplanes? Did you? Okay. All right. Well, hey, please have a safe trip. Thank you.
During the Christmas vacation period of 2022. It's hard to get the specific bits of the conversation, but think about it. Here was Bryan Kohberger's father sitting shoulder to shoulder in a Hyundai Elantra for 4 days with his son. He knows every cop in the country is looking for a white Hyundai Elantra, just like the car he happens to be in. He knows his son lives 10 miles away from the murder scene. He knows his son has had behavioral issues, been a heroin addict. He was concerned enough about his son to want to go out to Washington State. When he first went out there, he went with him, he accompanied him, and now he's driving back with him again, 3 months later. So I think the parents had a sense of what was happening, and they were going to be put on the stand by the prosecution and asked specific questions. And they made it clear, Ann Taylor's team made it clear to Kohberger that might not be a position you want to put your parents in.